everyone, it is Chinchilla Sims here again today, and we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to fix up this cottage that I found on the gallery. It's called Cozy Cottage Fixer Upper, and it is by HorseGirl693. And yeah, so I'm going to place this in the world, and then I'm going to do a speed build of me fixing this up for the family that she created for this home, which is this family right here. So they have a budget of $30,000 and they have a baby on the way. So I catered this house specifically to them, and you see me here giving myself $30,000 to work with on this house, which luckily was pretty easy because all of the stuff that was on here originally was debug objects, so I didn't get any money back from them. From selling them, which I think is kind of cheating anyways. When you do like a fixer-upper and you delete all the plants and suddenly you have a budget of like $100,000 instead of this like $30,000 you're supposed to have. So I was okay with that. So I ended up having just about like $31,000 or something like that to work with, which I thought was pretty realistic. And I think that this turns out so cute and charming, and I just think that the level of detail that the original creator put into making this look run down was so amazing. Like those debug boards that she had over the front door and everything, I just think it was incredible, the level of detail that she used. So I wanted to leave the shape of the house to the original, because I think that's pretty realistic. If you're renovating your home, you're not gonna probably change the outside all that much. You might make it look nicer, and you see me making it look nicer right now, but you're probably not going to change the whole shape of the house. You might extend the house a little bit, which I do on the back just to make more room for the child's room. But other than that, I leave the shape of the house, and I change up the floor plan a little bit on the inside, but not that much. And I think that was pretty realistic too, just because the walls are all knocked down on the inside anyways, so this couple buying this house would obviously have to redo all of the walls on the inside, and there's some walls that go to the outside that are knocked down as well, which you saw in the beginning. And yeah, this was so much fun to do. I just think it was so relaxing to already have the shell of the house built. That's one of the stressful parts about building. I'm fine with decorating. I love decorating, and I think it's not easy, but it's more doable for me than coming up with the outside of a build. I always end up taking forever making the outside of the house because I just want it to look good, but I'm not that great at like making certain architectural styles, so this was pretty relaxing to do and already have the shell of the house built and everything. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, right now you see the floor plan coming together. I did this pretty brick feature wall in the master bedroom, which I thought was so adorable. The kind of vibe for the decorations that I went with was a cozy farmhouse kind of vibe that you would see on like Pinterest, and I think I did pretty well with that. It just has like a pretty neutral color scheme, but it's a lot of mauve colors and light purples, and I end up using some green curtains in this living area, which I think adds like a nice extra color to the space instead of it all just being like black and white and purple. So you'll see me do that in a little bit here, but I really love this kitchen. I used the big cabinet option to make it look like they're just all built-ins on the wall, and I think that would be so nice if you got to like renovate this house and add your own built-ins and everything and just make it exactly what you want it to be. So that's kind of the thoughts that I had running through my mind while I was building this is what would this couple want this to be? And since I'm going for like the farmhouse kind of look, I thought that these cabinets just look perfect, and just using like the black and white gives it a little bit more modern feel, and I love that too. So yep, I think this space turned out super cozy, and I just love like how small it is. I don't know if that's like a good thing, but it actually ends up being a really small living area, and there's not really a lot of space on the inside. And working with my budget, I really wasn't allowed to add much to the outside, because once I had all of the appliances and beds and decorations and everything on the inside, there was like 100 simoleons left or something like that. So I couldn't really do much to the outside besides the gardening area that you'll see me work on a little bit more. And yeah, I add a little feature wall in here too, and I put those one plants, I sized them down and put them on the feature wall next to the TV, and I think that it looks so adorable. There you see me doing it right there. It's so cute, I think. They do cast like a big shadow on the wall because they're meant to be bigger, but I don't really mind that much. I think it still looks normal. It's not like that one Jungle Adventure plant when you size it down and there's like this super huge black shadow and this tiny plant. I think that it looks okay. So yeah, there I am making those curtains green. I wasn't really sure about that at first. I thought maybe it looked a little bit strained, but I thought that there needed to be another color in this space, and since I already had those plants on the wall and they have kind of a greenish blue color to them, they don't really match with a lot of the other plants that we have in the game. So I thought that it would be cool to implement that color in the curtains as well, and I think that it really ties like the plants and the whole space and everything like that. So you see me adding a little bit of wall art right here. This build actually is much less cluttered than what I normally do, and that was just because of the constraints of the budget. If I were doing it with a no budget at all, I probably would have decorated a lot more, and especially in the parents' bedroom, I probably would have added a lot more clutter to their dresser and all that, but I kind of forgot about the budget at this point. And so I was just putting whatever I wanted, wherever I wanted. And then eventually, when I start working on the bathrooms and everything like that, I remember the budget and I'm like, oh my god, I'm running out of money. So that is why there are not as many decorations in the parents' bedroom, but you could definitely add some if you decide to play in this house, or if you decide to play with this family and their storyline, you could have them make some money working and then gradually add in some decorations, because I think that's pretty realistic too. If you renovate a home, you might wait a little bit and be able to afford certain things further down the road, but you might like do certain things all at once, like you probably renovate the kitchen all at once, paint all the walls, refinish all the walls, because obviously a lot of walls were missing and stuff like that. But as far as like decorations and furniture go, you might wait a little bit before you can afford the things that you want, and I think that that's pretty normal. So I was really trying to play along with this whole fixer-upper story, and I wanted it to be realistic to the story and not just me doing whatever I want with the house and going out of the budget and adding all the decorations that I want. I wanted this to look like a realistic like family that got this house and fixed it up, but maybe doesn't have all the money to do exactly what they want with it, but it still turns out like super cute and charming and has everything that they need for the time being. And yeah, so I think that it turns out really adorable, and just like this adorable little cottage nestled in the woods. I think this is in Windenburg. I believe I placed it in Windenburg, and it is so beautiful on this like cliff where they are. There's like sheep in the background. I never noticed that before. There's sheep running around in the fields, and it's so picturesque like all times of day. And I can't believe I never play in this world. Like, I never play in Windenburg. And now, after I build this house here, I'm like, I'm gonna play in Windenburg all the time because it is so beautiful, and I never realized it before. I always thought Willow Creek and Brindleton Bay were the prettiest worlds, but now I'm like, maybe it's Windenburg. I guess I just never really explored the Get Together pack as much as I should have, because I got The Sims 4 after Get Together had already come out. So then I got Get Together when I got The Sims 4, but there were still hardly anything in the game, and I just found it really boring. So I didn't play The Sims for like 4 years because I went away to college and I didn't have a computer until recently. So I didn't play it for so long, and so I never really did anything with Windenburg. And now I'm here realizing that Windenburg is gorgeous and I want to play in it all the time now. So yeah, right now we are working on the back of the build. I'm adding some wildflowers and some stuff from the debug menu. That might be cheating a little bit, but I'm adding weeds and stuff, so I feel like that's okay because there were already weeds here. I just deleted them, so now I'm adding them back, and I made sure that they matched the world around them and weren't some tropical weeds. There's definitely those little blue flowers all over the place in the background. So yeah, I think it looks really cute. There's not much of a backyard area, so I thought I would just clutter it up with some weeds. There is a cute little gardening area that you saw me add, and you saw me add some ivy climbing up the columns. And when I went around to the other side of the ivy, I realized that you can only see it from one side, so I had to add it on both sides of each column. I don't know if you noticed that, but when I went around to the other side, I noticed that it was completely see-through from the back, so I had to add it on the back as well, which I thought was really interesting. I guess normally you would put it on a wall, so you would never even need to see it from the other side, but I just thought it was kind of weird that it didn't have another side to it. But right now I am doing the parents' bedroom again. I kind of went away from it for a little bit, but now I'm back. I know that clothing rack does not look right there, and I'm going to switch it out for a small dresser that matches the end tables. I just didn't realize that there was a dresser that actually matched them that was a little bit smaller, and I actually ended up sizing it down so that it's even more small, because this bedroom is not very big. This house in general is just not very big, but this bedroom doesn't have a lot of space in it. So I'm just gonna add a floor mirror, and they do have an ensuite bathroom though, so I think that's nice. And then the other bathroom is next to the kitchen, and it has a bathtub in it, so if you play with a kid in this house, they'll have an area to shower or take a bath as well, so they won't constantly be going into the parents' bedroom. So that's pretty nice for such a small house, to have two full bathrooms. I think that's pretty nice. And yeah, I just went back and added a high chair right there because I'm building for these characters that are about to have a baby, and that is why I built a toddler bedroom. And I also put a bassinet in it with a changing table. You'll see me switch it up in a minute here. The whole bedroom, I kind of change up the layout in a second. Up there I am adding that dresser. But I wanted it to be suitable for when their baby comes, and then be mostly suitable for when the baby ages up into a toddler. So that is why I have a toddler bed and a bassinet. I didn't want to make it just a nursery because I play with the babies for 1 day and then I'm ready to age them up because they're basically objects at this point. There's not really anything to do with them. They're good for increasing your parenting skill, but other than that, they're pretty much useless. So that is why I wanted it to be more convenient for when the baby ages up. It can be a toddler, and then you can easily delete the toddler bed and switch it out for a regular child's bed once they age up into a child. And you can also delete the changing table area that I created. So here I am adding that second bathroom, and I didn't do it on camera, but I switch out that shower tub for just a bathtub because it was cheaper, and also because it looked nicer in there, because at that point the bathrooms were just copies of each other. They looked exactly the same, so I wanted that one to be a little bit different, and I figured just having a bath in there is fine. And yeah, so we are coming up on the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching this build. I really appreciate it. My gallery ID is in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!
Yeah, you might not be at your best, but it's fine. I don't mind telling truths when you need to hear them, and be kind when that's what you prefer. How about when you can't see a way out, help you fight, and let you know that it won't always be this way. You will get there someday, babe. Feel the sun on your face, visit Paris or Broadway, and chill out on Sundays. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm on your side through the worst days. I just have to say I miss my best friend, seeing her smile. Still, I don't mind telling truths when you need to hear them, and be kind when that's what you prefer. How about